Excited to visit with another very funny comedian from the Sno Jam Comedy Festival, Chris Freier, and he's a local. Chris, how you doing, sir?
Doing great. How you doing, John?
I am fantastic. I'm excited to have you as part of the Sno Jam Comedy Festival again. This is not your first rodeo. You've done this a few times, right?
Yeah, 4 times. So it's something to really enjoy, and I love coming back to every year.
And the thing that's really neat, you get a chance to meet a lot of really cool comics from all over the place, but you also get a chance to see some of the local comics. And there's a good little handful of local comedians that are a part of this festival. Now, through the years, as you look back at the different years that you've been involved with this, have you made some connections with people that are coming from out of town?
Yeah, definitely. Every year, the group of comics, we all come together and hang out as one big unit. And since you're working with them and going to the shows with the people from out of town, they might not even realize that you're local.
Yeah.
Until like 2 days in, when they're like, "So where are you from?" And you're like, "Oh, I live here." And that's what's great about it. It's seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a really fun event. Again, Sno Jam Comedy Festival is coming up a couple weeks from now, I guess, the tail end of January. And I'm going to give the information here in just a bit so folks can find tickets and get all the details. Now, again, usually during these calls, I kind of harass people about them coming to the cold weather and spending time with us for a week when they're coming from somewhere warm. But you live here, so you're used to this, aren't you? Kind of.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was maybe the second year, Sno Jam Comedy Festival, again, it's this year, January 19th through the 21st, but that particular year, it was the same time frame, but we had like a heat wave hit, and it was like 55 degrees, and there were comics that were like, so is this like a joke? Like, it doesn't really get that cold here? So,
it's a trick.
You never know what you're going to get, and between now and January 19th through the 21st, maybe it'll warm up. I would be really happy if it did.
Statistically, it has to.
Yeah, it can't get a whole lot colder, really. So let's talk a little bit about your style of comedy. I love your humor, by the way. I think you're one of the funniest guys I know. But for folks that haven't had a chance to see Chris Freier tell jokes on stage, is there somebody that people typically describe you as similar to this person? A
lot of people say Dimitri Martin.
I can see that, yeah.
For the style. What I've listened to the most that's similar to me is Todd Barry, or he's the guy on the couch in Half Baked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I always forget his name.
I know exactly who you're talking about, though, and I could see that for sure. And the thing that I would say is you're very intelligent. Your jokes are not. There's some lazy jokes that people do where it's just really easy. Your jokes are all very witty, almost to the point where you got to think about it a little bit, but you don't have to think real hard. It's funny. It's good. That's one of the things I think is really good about your humor. It's very funny, but it's very, very witty.
And that extends your time of your set out, because if you have to wait for people to laugh, then they laugh a little bit longer. Yeah.
See? I know, yeah. You got it all figured out. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
and it was Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright is who I was thinking of.
There you go. Absolutely. And Stephen Wright, again, very, very, and I could say for sure that your humor is like that, and you're kind of deadpan with a lot of the stuff that you do, where you're not up there getting all excitable and, but I think that, again, for that style of humor, I think you do such a phenomenal job. How long have you been performing stand-up comedy, Chris?
I'd say 4 years, 5 years.
And what was it that first got you interested in doing this?
I was hanging out with Will Conway, and he told me about an open mic one day, and I was like, "Oh, I'll come see you perform." And then I came to the open mic, and I saw how good the Sioux Falls scene was, is how inviting everybody was and welcoming. And after going a couple times, I was like, "It's only 5 minutes." A friend of mine, she tried and she did good. Like, oh, why don't I try? And then I did it once, and then it's never quit.
I love that, and it kind of is addictive too, isn't it? It's like, okay, I can't just do this once. I gotta go back, because now I got this other funny thing I thought of.
Yeah, definitely, and you automatically get 40 new friends.
Absolutely.
Like,
well, and the Sno Jam Comedy Festival, again, January 19th, 20th, and 21st, and there you're going to meet 30 comics, and several of them from other places, but also several locals like Chris Freier, who we're talking to right now. And the coolest thing is, these are people who are donating their time, and a lot of them traveling a great distance at their own expense to come and help put on a comedy show to raise money for a couple of great causes in Sioux Falls. You can't ask for a better group of people to hang out with than people like that.
And John Small.
Well, I don't know about They have to put up with me to get through it, but I I'm not that big of a part of it. So, Chris, I appreciate you taking some time to chat with us today, and I will see you at the comedy festival, and maybe even before then.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Again, Sno Jam Comedy Festival. Chris Freier, one of the many very funny comics you'll see there. You can get tickets right now. I know a lot of folks just got done buying Christmas presents and stuff. If you got some of that Christmas cash and you don't know what to do with it, go to the website, snojamcomedyfest.com. Buy some tickets. They're pretty affordable, too. Snow with no W at the end. SNO, snojamcomedyfest.com.